today we have a lot of JudyDoll blushes to talk about. To be exact, there are 11. And there are from different formulations, but mainly two lines. The glazed blush powder, and I have all of the shades, including a highlighting shade, which is a matte highlight. Maybe a little weird to include in this video, but they are the same line, so why not, right? And this is probably one of their newest formulation, and I have all three shades from them. It's their satin blush. And I also have two of the, I think this one is probably newer, two of their blushes that has like two colors in one, and that's all. Because I want to kind of try all of the product that I'm interested in from this brand, so I can have like a overall brand review type-ish thing happening. So yeah, today is a trying session for JudyDoll blushes that I haven't tried yet, and there will be swatch footages throughout this video, and I don't want to make this video super long, so let's just get right started. And I'm gonna start with this blush because I believe this is the newest one. It's same as the name, it's a satin formulation. You can see the satiny glow on your face. And this blush has two sections. This is the blush section, and you get like a almost highlight section. Normally you would think this part is gonna be very like highlighty. A lot of brands do when they do this type of product. They make one side a blush, one side like a very highlighty highlight. But it's actually not. This side is also a satiny finish. It's just in lighter of a shade. So I think you can mix them. You can use them separately so you have a satiny finish highlight. It's all up to you. But my thing with this collection is every shade looks so similar, right? They almost look identical, aren't they? Just like a tiny little bit of tone difference. So I was curious how they actually look on the face. So now let's see the footages. First is the shade 01. This is your typical peachy blush, and I think you can even tell on the camera that it really has a very beautiful satiny sheen. So if you're someone you don't like a super matte blush, but you don't like those very metallic blushes either, then I think this is a great formulation. It's super easy to blend. I don't even think I need to try. It's pretty sheer, also because the color itself is just so soft, but I don't find it to be like nothing-ish. It's enough color for me. I have light, medium, warm olive skin. I think today the camera is capturing my skin tone pretty accurately, so you can see my skin to get a reference. This definitely shows on my skin, but I feel like if you're a true medium, it could be looking a little bit too light on you. And I have to say, this collection or this whole brand is not very inclusive at all. But the formulation has no complaint. I really liked the formulation, and I find this satiny highlight been looking very nice and smoothing on the cheeks. It doesn't emphasize your texture like a lot of metallic highlights do. And the shade 02, you would think these two are almost the same shade, right? But you can see in the footage, it's actually not. I applied them side by side. The color 02, the formulation is completely the same as the other shades. It's pretty consistent all across three shades, so there's not much to say about that. But this shade, it's more of a soft pink, a little bit of a baby pink, but you know, it's just a soft pink. There's no other better words to put it. I don't want to say cooler or pinkier than the other one, but you can visibly see this is a different colored blush. So yeah, I'm not mad I have both of them because they, in my opinion, okay, in my personal opinion, they look different because the tone is different. The third one, actually, I probably should compare this third one with the second one because they are on the similar side as well. But I feel like the third one is just even a little bit more pinky and coolish type-ish undertone than the shade 02. So yeah, I think it's just your preference because they are such soft pigmentation, such soft shades. I don't think it has that much to do with your skin tone, whether these shades suitable for you or not. Because again, it's not that pigmented to be that unforgivable. Is that the correct way to say this? Unforgivable for your skin tone? It's unlikely to clash with your skin tone. That's what I want to say. And also, I feel like this collection is overall very olive skin tone friendly, especially if you are from fair to light medium. Especially if you are like a fair, cool toned olive skin, I think the shade 03 is gonna look very, very nice on you. But if you want a warmer shade, I think 01 is just way better for you. And I think if we compare this three, 02 is more on the neutral side. And now let's talk about the biggest collection of today, the glazed blush powder. Actually, this is one of my favorite formulation from them, other than the one we just showed. The other one was the newest favorite, but before that, I love this one because it's just so effortless. I don't have to try to blend them. They are so almost blurry, and it's so nice on your skin. I never have a day that the blush look patchy on me. And blush tend to look patchy on this side of my face, and it happens with a lot of blushes, but this blush doesn't do that. The blush I showed before, the satin blush, doesn't do that as well. So I think it's just because the formulation is like such a soft buttery powder, so it kind of like coats your skin very evenly. If you have the same problem that the blush often look like uneven on you and blended, I do think these two collections are very good. It's just the shades are not very inclusive. They are very pale. So this is very much a pale skin friendly brand. If you are medium skin tone, I think there are very limited selection from today's video. We're gonna talk about it later. But for now, let's start to showing you the swatch. First of all, I think I applied the shade 01. It's actually a very straightforward baby pink, but it's not baby pink in a way that is like a neon type of baby pink. It's like a pastel-y pink. And on the camera it looks way paler than in real life, but even in real life it's like a paler shade. It's just on the camera it almost looks like a under eye brightening powder, which you can use this for that. I don't find it to be too weird. I do like to use this either on the under eye or on the cheeks. It both work pretty well for me. It's just if I'm gonna use this on my cheeks, I have to have something else on top, else it's just gonna make my cheek look a little bit brighter than the rest of my face. So I guess this wouldn't be the ideal blush shade for me, but if you are very pale and you never find a blush that's pale enough for you, I think this could be it. 02. This is like a more lavender type of color compared to the previous one. It's just previous one is more of a neutral tone and this is more of a cool tone because it's lavender. And actually I have very similar thoughts about these two blushes. I feel like they look pretty similar on me actually. And again, this one is a tiny little bit too light for me, so I normally will probably just use this as a blending blush or like a under eye brightener-ish blush. And I don't mind I have this, it's just not my ideal shade. Again, for fair olive skin tone, this is gonna be a very great shade for you. And the shade 03, which I think is the shade I previously had already tried in another video, which in that video I tried 20 something blushes all in one. If you're interested, you can go watch that video for all the blush lovers out there. And I think this is one of the most deeper colors in this collection. I put a strong air quote on the word deep because it's not at all deep. It's just compared to the other shades, it's on the deeper side, you know. I think this is my perfect level of depth when it comes to blush. I don't have to try to make it show up on my skin, but I don't struggle to blend it because it's too much color either. Color is a very easy to use peachy pink color. It's like on the neutral side. It's not too peachy in the way that it looks orange, but it's also not cool tone. It's just like a blend of coral and pink, make it suitable for a lot skin tone. I think no matter if you're a cool tone, warm tone, you can still wear this. And even if you are very pale, I don't think this would look like overboard on you that easily. I think this whole collection overall is more fair skin tone friendly. It's just this color is slightly darker than the other ones, so it's works for like a wider range. 04. Actually, look at 04 and 3. It actually looks very different in real life. I don't know how different they are on the camera, but it looks like 04 would be a more orangey nude color. But on my face, I found this and the color 03 to be very, very similar. I guess that has to be my warm olive skin tone. It just warms up every blush color on me. So a lot of times, even if I use a lavender blush, it looks just like a warm pink on me. I think that's why it makes it look way indifferent on my skin. If you have more like a neutral or even cool tone skin, I think the color difference between 03 and 4 would be very, very, or like just more noticeable. But if you are like me, you're like a warm olive skin tone, I don't think you really need both of the color. I think if you like something more peachier, warmer, like slightly, you can pick 4 if you want to. Of course, you don't have to pick any of these. But if you know, slightly prefer the neutral one, you can get 03. I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference. And for the shade 05, I think this would be the most nudie shade today, and it's actually maybe unbelievable, but to be a more of a unique shade for me at least, because up until now, even though I used a lot of nude blushes, I almost feel like they're always looking just like nudier peach on me. I don't know if anybody feel the same, but yeah, they don't look that much different than a peach blush. But this one is very, very different. On my face, they almost look a little bit cool toned, like not gray, but almost like you feel like you're applying a cool toned blush, even though it's a nude. I think it's just a rarer type of nude blush that is like a neutral shade. You know what I mean? Because a lot of nude blush, they say it's nude, but it's warm, you know. This one is truly neutral. So again, I think this is very friendly for like a fair olive skin tone, because I feel like when we talk about fair olive skin, it's more of like a cool undertone or neutral undertone. So blushes tend to look more orange on you, right? And I feel like this is slightly on the cooler side even. So yeah, I think it would look like a true nude on a lot of even cooler skin. And I even be able to use this as a contour. Like the nose contour I have right now is from this blush. It doesn't look like a blush, right? It looks like a very natural, like a shadow there. So that's how neutral it is. It's not dark. If you compare this to like other contour shade, you can clearly see this is a blush shade. But because it's so neutral, I can use it as a nose contour. So yeah, I actually really like this. This highlight, this is actually called glaze highlight powder, but you know, it's the same packaging, it's the same line. And I have the shade M02. I think they have a shade 01. This is just more of a warmer tone out of the two they have. The other one I didn't buy because it's like a very cool toned matte powder. I think this is really just the same formulation as the blushes, so they are very smoothing, very easy to use. I don't find them to be like cakey under the eye, and it does brightening the under eye for me, you know, this shade. And I think it could work for lighter skin tone as well, but if you're super fair, I'm not sure if this one is gonna work for you. I think if you're super fair, the shade 01 is probably better. What's left is these two, which are both dual colored blushes. Let me talk about this one. I applied these two side by side so you can see the difference. This is the gradient blusher in the shade 02. When you see this blush, you're gonna think, oh, this must be like a super warm and peachy blush because of this part, right? This yellowy part. But if you just cover it, it's actually a pink, and it's actually a more cooler side pink. So yeah, even though I first applied this yellowy part down and layered this pink part on top, I still think the blush almost just looked pink, more of a cooler pink for me. And my thoughts on the formulation would be, it's very average. Like I said, blushes sometimes look patchy on my skin and could be hard to blend, and that's my pretty common experience with a lot of powder blushes, and this is no different. I can blend it, but I have to try, and it requires like the right tools and the right techniques. It's not unworkable, but you have to try. And for me, this is just a so-so formulation. But one thing I have to mention is this one is significantly more pigmented than the previous formulations. I think this is probably one of the most pigmented blush formulation from this whole brand. And the other dual colored blush, this is the dual color combination blush in the shade D11. It's more of a pinky tone. You can see the swatch comparison. More of a like a mauvey, but it's very neutral. What's good about this brand is they tend to do more neutral shades, which I think is suitable for a wider range of a skin tone. And this one is not that special either. For the formulation, I experienced the same thing as this one. I applied, oh, here goes my dishwasher. But I applied this one on this side of my cheek, which, as I mentioned, is often the side that I experience patchy blush application. It's just a harder side to work with. I don't know how well you can tell, but this part of my skin is not completely smooth. It has some sort of like, not lumps, but it's not like this, it's kind of like this. So it's a little bit hard to deal with, and I have a tiny little bit more pigmentation here. So it just overall means your blush has to be extra blurry to look good on this side of my cheek, which I found this blush to not be doing, because all of these, you know, previous formulations has had no issue on this side of my face. So yeah, it's not like unworkable. It's your typical good powder blush, but it's just not extra smooth on my skin. But the thing is, same as this one, this is way more pigmented. So if you don't really like super sheer blush, I think this one still could be a good choice, unless you have the same problem as me, like blush tend to look patchy on you. That's my review on all of them, and I would say if I want to pick one favorite formulation, it would be this one, because I really like the formulation and the blendability. And if I want a matte blush, I will choose this line. And that is my opinion on these blushes. And I think in the future I'm gonna do like an overall brand review for JudyDoll, because right now I think I can cover almost maybe 80% of their products, because they have too much. I can't keep up and have like 100%, but I think like 70-80% is a good coverage still. So if you're interested, stay tuned for that video. And that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.